Hello, I'm Maddie Wood. This is my interview for the spiritual disciplines. So the person who I interviewed is Miss Jeanne Franks. She works at the library here at Highlands College. I originally wanted to interview a security guard from the Heights, and I could not find one. So I came up here, and then after class, I went into the library and I asked her if she wanted to be interviewed, and of course she accepted. So I used the example questions from the instructions. And so the first question that I asked, what spiritual disciplines do you practice regularly? She answered with, the spiritual disciplines that I practice are personal worship, prayer, and personal Bible reading. She also told me that she reads through the entire Bible yearly, and she loves to spend time with God in nature, and she also does Bible studies with small groups. So I think that the spending time with God in nature part is really cool. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. The second question I asked is, how did you first learn about these disciplines? So she told me that she has been a follower of Christ for around 40 years. After first attending Highlands back in 2003, she heard Pastor Chris teaching and emphasizing personal worship and Bible reading. She started practicing those disciplines, and they are now part of her daily routine. The third question that I asked is, what benefits have you experienced from these practices? She told me that she has gotten closer to the Lord and has learned to love the Lord and turn her eyes towards Him instead of looking at herself negatively. She told me that she can be hard on herself sometimes, and so just these practices have really helped her to not look at herself negatively and not be so hard on herself. She has learned to love Christ, to be more like Him, and understands His beautiful love even more. The fourth question I asked, what challenges have you faced in staying consistent? She explained to me that she is very much a routine person. I can relate to that. My whole family, we're all routine people. So when friends and family visit the house or that routine is thrown off, it is difficult to stick to waking up early, practicing quiet time with the Lord. I can relate to that with my family. If something happens and our routine is thrown off, everything is it's kind of all over the place. She told me that she had a health scare earlier this year. It only brought her closer to the Lord because she just kept reading the Bible, she kept praying, and God gave her peace. How has God met you through these disciplines? She told me that God kept her steady during the loss of her parents. And like I said earlier, she had a bad health scare earlier this year. She had appendix cancer, and she was understandably scared. But she did not give up on reading the Word and worshiping. God was there for her, comforting her and giving her peace through her battle. She told me that she was afraid that she was going to die, but that was when, of course, God gave her peace and told her, you're not done yet. You still have things that you have to do here. Now for the reflection part, there are two different questions. First one is, what will you do differently because of this interview? I learned that I don't have to be nervous when interviewing somebody. She was really nice, and although I did have anxiety leading up to the interview, I had peace, and I actually really enjoyed getting to talk to her and hear some of her story. It was also really fun getting to relate to her about her appendix. So I had appendicitis when I was around 14, I think. But basically my appendix swelled up and it got a hole in it. The appendix, it's a small part of one of your intestines. But yeah, the doctor said that if I came in just a little bit later that day, I would not have made it. And so it was really cool getting to talk to somebody else who had a problem with that. Now, last question. How do you see your own practice of spiritual disciplines growing as a result? I can see myself working harder on personal worship and trusting God that He has a good plan and that He'll provide for me and my loved ones. I naturally have high anxiety. I really worry about a lot of things, and so just trusting God that He has a plan, that He'll always provide for us is something that I really need to practice and just know more. I really love the fact that she likes to go into nature and spend time with God. I used to do that a lot more back at home because I was homeschooled. I was outside all the time. But since coming here, I haven't been able to practice that as much. I really want to try to go outside more here, do my Bible time outside, and spend time with God as I'm just looking around and enjoying His creation. All right. Thank you so much.